As we've looked back over the last 50 years, the Canton community has sure changed a lot. We've gone from that farming community to a community of just under 100,000. So our businesses have changed, our people, a lot of things have changed. So as we get started, let's hear from our current president.
Yes, thank you, Phyllis. And I would like to welcome Mel and Bob and Janet. Thanks for joining us today to discuss 50 years of Chamber. So I just want to thank you guys. I will start off by saying that my first introduction to all of you was about 20 years ago when I interned at the Canton Chamber. When I was in high school, and you all haven't changed a bit. And so it's
Yes,
so
we
good
have.
to still have you around, and I'm looking forward to the
We're
conversation.
still ugly.
Oh, no.
Looking back over these years, I mean, we've all been involved in the chamber in different ways, at different time zones and stuff. But let's take a look at starting off with Ford Road. You know, going down Ford Road, how it has changed, starting at Julian's. The businesses that are still there, a couple of them over the years, but most of them have changed and stuff. So what are your recollections from when you first started and saw the camp?
First time I met Ford Road, it was gravel up to the railroad tracks, and then there was a paved strip.
I remember when 275 was being built, there was like really nothing there. There was the Julian's Market, a couple of banks, which one I ended up working at, the Wayne Bank, and the Rusty Nail happened to be there for a long time. I remember that being there. A couple of homes here and there, you know, and I think the Lucases ran their nursery out of one of the homes that was right by the bank. And slow but sure, actually fast but sure, once it started, development started going all over, you know, where the Man's Center was when it was on Ford Road, and a few restaurants popping up here and there. No big boxes for a long time until I think Meyer might have been the first one.
I think Meyer and Kmart.
Kmart, I think
Oh,
Kmart.
yeah,
did.
Kmart. I forgot about Kmart,
First
Sheldon
Kmart.
Road.
Well, the Canton Chamber met in a restaurant on Ford Road. It was called the Egg and I at that time.
The Egg and I?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, cool. So speaking of that, Mel, just having some conversations with Bill Teason. Unfortunately, he can't be here with us today. He and I was having some conversations just a little while back, and he said that one of his earliest memories of the chamber, one of the first chamber meetings was on Fort Road at a house, on the front porch of a house on Fort Road, which is where Wayne Bank eventually was. But that was one of his earlier memories of the chamber on Fort Road at a house. So I thought that was pretty cool.
That goes back
Yeah, I mean,
How about other
before my
places?
memory clicked in.
Where the chamber met. I mean, I remember when we had meetings at Roman Forum.
I was just going to say the Roman Forum.
lots of them there.
As long as I've ever been involved with the chamber, which is about 30 years or so, there was always a vision to have their own building, whether they were going to build or going to buy. Back way with, Mel will remember, but Frank McMurray and Tim Ford and Bob, of course, and Mel and, but yes, Tom Adamusik for sure was very,
Oh, yeah, he was the
very,
backbone of it.
he was like my mentor when I came to the chamber. He's like, Janet, you got to get on the board. You got to run for treasurer. You can go for president. And I did. So he was one of the main people that I really looked up to. And God bless his soul. Wonderful person. And man, did he donate a lot of time to the Canton Chamber.
He put a lot of his own personal time into the finishes
Yeah.
Of the building,
He
yes.
did
of the chamber
He did all the
building.
finishing,
Yeah.
As long as we're talking about different people, who are some of the other people that kind of stick out in your mind with different things?
The Jack Dimmer Group, Jim The family has been
Yeah.
a huge part of the chamber for longer than I can remember. And they still are to this very day. And so we definitely, when you think chamber, the Dimmer family, you think them almost simultaneously because they've been so involved. I also think personally about, outside of the folks that are sitting here at this table, I think about Terry Jobbett.
Yeah.
Terry has been around for a long time. He was a president. We call him chair of the board now, but he was president of the board at the time. Maybe he was chair. Maybe that's what he was called then. But I think about Terry Jobbett. I think about Rita Lowenstein.
Oh, yeah.
I remember her back when I interned. We had a blast at the golf outings together. So many. The LaJoys. I think about the LaJoys being members of the chamber for a long time.
Linda
too.
Robin with the Showroom of Elegance,
Yes,
she
Linda,
was always
yeah.
involved, heading up committees, the auction, longtime board member. I don't think she was ever the chair or the president or whatever, but really, really active. And Mike Giroux, Judge Giroux now was
Giroux.
very active.
Yes.
Before Judge Giroux,
yeah.
Mike
Mike-
Giroux,
Mike-
when he was an
Mike
attorney and just out of law school for a while, he was very active. And the Canton Computer folks, they did a lot of sponsoring. And
Yes,
Jason
Jason
Luca was
Luca.
on the board for a
How
long
about the
time.
lady that's getting down in Arizona?
Yeah, that's Linda.
Linda
Yep,
Robin.
Yep, that's Linda from
Oh,
Showroom.
not Linda. Not
Then there
Linda.
was Linda Chapona,
Linda. that's
Yeah.
what I
Oh,
thought.
Linda
stuff.
Chapona.
Yeah,
Okay,
she-
the other-
Oh, yeah.
okay.
was with the chamber for many years.
A lot of great, what we call directors and president now. Carly Flaherty was there for kind of a short stint, but
Carly.
did a awesome
that?
job.
Carly.
Carly
Oh.
Flaherty, she ended up moving to Farmington. But I think, I know as being a long-term board member, I would oftentimes be reached out to by other chambers surrounding us, like, how are you guys so active? What is it that you do? And I really, I was always just really proud to say, one, great relationship with the township. Two, always had a great leader and board members. I mean, it was like, I always felt like if you weren't in the chamber, what are you doing business here for, to me?
A lot of businesses participated.
The auction has always been one of our staple events. Even to this day, it's been, the staple event, one of our major fundraiser for our organization. It was, always casual, very fun, and that was the event that our membership and the community, I think, look forward to.
But I know Relay for Life was another one that a lot of people worked with. Chambers always had a big presence with
there.
that.
For sure.
I think Debbie Zevelkink did a really lot
she
with
did.
that, as she was working with Tom Yak. She would represent the township a lot through at the chamber, so I think that she was a big part of starting that program, which is awesome.
Absolutely.
Is there other things that just kind of stick out in your mind of special events or a special little time or a?
One of the things that sticks out to me are just the people as we continue to reminisce, again, that people actually stick around and they hang around with us, they support us year in, year out, decade in, decade out, and they're still here. So that's one of the things when I think about the chamber, I think about the people. And that's the thing that kind of tugs at my heartstrings, is the folks that continue to support us. And it just makes us as an organization want to continue to fulfill our mission. I was going to mention that a few other people that I think about as I'm obviously sitting here reminiscing, Denise Staffield.
Yep.
For sure, a big part of the chamber. Diane Kojay. I mean, she led the organization for 10, 12 years.
Yes.
maybe?
Wow.
Yeah,
I don't know how long it was.
You guys maybe know better than me, but
I never kept track of time.
yeah, so she led the organization. You mentioned some of the other directors that have, or presidents that have sat in my seat at one point. So I'll keep popping out names as I
I
continue
was
to
going to
think
say,
of them.
one of the
But-
early ones I thought of, Bart Berg. Bonnie Berg.
Oh, yeah, Bonnie.
Oh, Bonnie
Berg,
Berg,
yes,
Bart,
yeah.
Bart.
Yeah.
One of the things that comes to me too about Diane Kojay, she was a real strong leader, and I think the leadership and, like I said, board members before and members at large, but really are what made the Canton Chamber so strong. But she had a real vision too about the ways and means and the marketing part of Canton and how we evolved in wayfinding. But what really comes to my mind with her and others is just that really good bond with the township officials, from the supervisor to the Downtown Development Authority Board.
I've always had a good relationship with the township supervisors. They changed every year, but I remain the same. So I like my relationship with the supervisors, and I knew them all by first name
Yep.
and addressed them as such, you know.
It's nice when you walk in the chamber or even glance down at the brick pavers to see, like Phyllis said, some of the businesses that have come and gone. Some of the other people have come and gone, but it's really nice. And the granite one on the inside is
Nice that
super.
some of the people can walk all over you.
For sure. You know, I also think about Tom Cassidy.
Oh,
Dr. Cassidy, another big piece of the chamber history, and also Schoolcraft College. Schoolcraft College has been a member of the chamber for almost as long as the chamber has been around.
Canton Chamber was rated #1 for a long time. Only because what we all put into it.
it's a great place.
I couldn't have done what I've done without chamber. I couldn't have. Because I'm a self-taught person that never went to school, no school at all. And I just, and be on this board, be on that board, be on another board, and me, as a dropout in school that never went to school, I don't know how I did it. I've been in so many businesses from the chamber.
And so many people look up to you,
Yeah.
Bob.
Absolutely.
They do.
It's just-
Absolutely.
It's just amazing. My brothers, I have two brothers still alive. One's 88 and one's 90. And Bob, how the heck do you do that? How do you keep going and doing on what you're doing? And I said, well, I just do it. I just do it. But I couldn't do it without. I couldn't have done it without chamber.
So I think it's been a great 50 years, and we look forward to the next 50 years.
Yes, we are looking, it has definitely been a great 50. We're looking forward to the next 50 for sure. You know, our theme this year is celebrating, it's the 3 Ps as we call it, celebrating people, passion, and perseverance. And I think that the folks that are sitting with me on this panel represent that passion and perseverance. Those are the things that make our chamber what it is, the people, passion, and perseverance. Those are the 3 things that make Canton Township what it is. And so we're celebrating those 3 things this year in our 50th year. So,
I thank everybody for taking the time today to talk about all our memories and all the fun things that we've had and will continue to have.
yes.
Pleasure, for
We'll
sure.
continue this conversation at the gala
I'm sure we'll continue it in many ways at
Right,
different
right.
places, so,
and throughout the rest of the year for sure. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thanks, Phyllis.
thank you.